Assalamu alaikum, everybody, and welcome to yet another edition of Nothing But the Truth with
Brother Jamil
and Sister Tisha. We are back with a very special program tonight. The engineers are busily behind the scenes putting things together. I'm excited. Sister Tisha's excited. But just a word at the top of the program. We realized something over the past couple of days. The importance of this program is pronounced and accentuated and concentrated and focused. What do you mean by that, Brother Jamil? What I mean is that everybody comes in and gathers in the room. There is more need today than ever before for a family place to gather, for a place where you can get together, where you can sit with your brothers and sisters and enjoy time together in a wholesome atmosphere that lifts you up and encourages you. There's so much in this world today that's being tossed back and forth, that's being tossed to and fro, that is discouraging and sometimes doggone outright threatening of your well-being and your good spirit, but not here on Nothing But the Truth. This is a place where folks like Kia, who's here from Texas, hey family, and Trisha's here with us tonight, and Cornbread is here with us tonight, and we see people coming in the room and gathering. Everybody come on in. I'm going to turn you over to the world's greatest and most beautiful co-host. She's going to do some housekeeping, and we're going to come back with some more information as we prepare to receive our guests for tonight. Tisha.
Assalamu alaikum, family. Welcome to another exciting episode of Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Tisha. We are so glad to have you tonight. Once again, before we get started, you know we need your help to grow this platform. So what we're going to do is ask you to go over to our Facebook page, like, share, and subscribe. You're going to go right over to Jamil Muhammad. That's on Facebook. And you can go to Tisha Muhammad on Facebook, like, share, and subscribe. And then go over to YouTube as well. Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Tisha. Like, share, and subscribe. Quicker way to get there is just do the ampersand, Jamil and Tisha. All right? Tune in and be prepared for an awesome show. We're on our way. Hold on, guys.
On our way. Hold on.
On our way.
Like Sam and Dave once said, hold on, I'm coming. Now, I may not do all these impressions, but I enjoy the impressions that he does. I have heard our guest tonight. Hey, there's Dr. Sophia from the doc from the top of the clock at number 12 in Philadelphia. Good to see you, Dr. Sophia. But as everyone gathers in tonight in anticipation of our guests, hey, there's Sister Suzette from Dallas, Texas. Wow, everybody's here. So you see the geographical distribution is broad, far, and wide. Brother Donald in Baltimore. And so everybody's coming around the room. This is like a place to be. But one of the things I remembered about Brother Reggie Reg as we prepare, now this is not the formal introduction, and I know we have a little bit more lead time before we usually bring our guests on, but we want to make sure that you all understand that this is an opportunity for us to get wholesomely connected.
Yes.
I mean, connected with one another in a way that helps us to build something greater. I've had 4 or 5 different folks in the last few days call me with bad news, and they upset about this, and that's bothering them, and this is troubling them. But as all of that goes on, you are back here once again from wherever you are joining us. We see tonight Phoenix, Arizona on the line. There's Buffalo, New York. Good to see you, family. All of the folks that are gathering from around the country, you are in the right place, and indeed, this is the right time. So once we have word from the producers that our guest is ready, have the producers told us that the guest is in the green room ready for?
Yeah, and they're trying to connect it right now, getting it all ready.
Still in makeup and hair, okay? Still getting things together in makeup.
Let me check.
You're a star, you do star stuff. But tonight, I want to make sure that everybody comes in the chat, and I want to ask you all to do something and put these in the chat right now. Wherever you are, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, and our producer in studio will put these chats up on the screen, but put what impression you want to hear Brother Reggie do tonight. What impression? Brother Jerry's with us from suburban Maryland. Good to see you, Brother Jerry. But what is it that you want to hear Reggie Reg do? Do you want to hear him do Frank Sinatra? Do you want to hear him do one of the presidents? If so, which one? Do you want to hear him do any other figures in public life or entertainment or Black America? Put it in the chat right now. We want to see it up on the screen, what you want to hear. And we're looking for it right now, and we're making sure that things can go the way they ought to go. The producers are telling us right now there is a slight hiccup, but we're going to make sure we work it out. Tisha, do you have the ability to put a few of those comments up? Oh,
Kia wants them to do you.
Yeah, no one can do me because I don't have any accents of my speech and I don't have any physical quirks or oddities. Therefore, it's very difficult to do me. Obama, there you go. Thank you. President Obama, that's what Tricia says. Who else wants to see somebody else? We heard there. Oh, of course. Now, you know that's his most popular one, Cornbread. He's going to do Denzel Washington. And then Sammy Davis Jr. as Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Did he just make that up? Because I've never seen that one.
Dave has, he's dealing with some things. Okay,
they're trying to come through.
There's Brother Darrell from San Francisco. Wa alaikum salam to you, my dear brother. And we are beginning this program in the name of Allah, and we are thanking him for blessing us to gather. We're beginning this conversation in the name of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who has brought us all together. Without him, I wouldn't know you, and I'm so glad that I do. Brother Darrell, while you're at the keyboard, go back in if you can, brother, and let us know what impressions you want to hear our brother Reggie Reg do tonight. Desiree says she wants to hear Bernie Mac, and Desiree wants us to remind you that she ain't scared of none of y'all. She says she wants to hear Bernie Mac. Sister Toy from Newark, New Jersey. We see you there, Sister Toy. When you're on, make sure you let us know what impressions you want to hear. He's in the back. They're trying to do all of the electronic stuff and bring him forward, but we want to make sure that we can do it. He should be backstage now, they telling me, but I want to make sure that we have everything ready to rock. Brother Donald, who do you want to hear? We've heard Bernie Mac. We've heard Denzel Washington. We've heard President Obama. We've heard even some people who are impossible to do because they don't have quirks and they don't have an accent of speech. But we have some folks that are coming up tonight. Why are you frowning, hon? You know who I'm talking about. There's one brother who doesn't have any quirks in his speech, nor accent. You can't do an impression of him. And Dr. Sabaz, who you said Assalamu alaikum, we see you there. If there's anybody else who has an impression, everybody, come on, pitch in your choice. Put it in the hat. We're trying to make sure we do this thing right.
Let me hit the producers real quick.
Right. Okay. Sister Tisha's going to do that. And as she prepares to do that, and we look for the impressions, you can text or you can go on Facebook to Jamil Muhammad or Tisha Muhammad, 2 separate pages, 2 ways to watch the broadcast, or right on YouTube at Jamil and Tisha, at Jamil and Tisha, and it'll come right up. Okay. Bill Cosby wants to hear Bill Cosby, Brother Jerry. Thank you. No, he cannot, brother. He cannot do Brother Jamil. That can't be done. And we've already established that. Okay. And he certainly does. You're right, Sister Desiree. He does a great Brother Benny Mo. He does a great Benny Mo. And he has that one in place. Yes, Tisha, were you going to say something, huh?
We may have to just call him directly.
Is that what the producers are saying?
Not connecting.
I want to make sure we have the atmosphere, the way, the technology to do that. But as you come forward, and everybody who's in the chat and anybody else, I want to make sure if you do Michael Wright. Now, who's Michael Wright? I don't know who's Michael Wright. You got to let us know who that is, Brother James. Michael Wright. I went to school with a guy named Michael Wright in the 3rd grade. But he was a lousy tetherball player, so we didn't really play with him that much on the playground, Michael Wright. But let us know who you're speaking about, brother. It can't be the same guy. But, and yes, he can do the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He can do Minister Farrakhan. He's got a mean Supreme Captain Mustafa Farrakhan. He's got an Eddie Kane Jr. Yes, and Michael Wright, the actor who played Eddie Kane Jr. I thought it was Kane. I didn't know it was Kang. I didn't know. See, the things you learn at Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Tisha. We're trying to work out the technical problems, and sometimes they happen to do that. And yes, of course, our niece in Atlanta, Big Dave's daughter, she sends her love and greetings to you, Tisha. She never gives me a hug or greeting. But she loves Tisha.
My girl.
Tisha. But we are on the program tonight, making sure we make way for you to be received. Yes, ma'am.
You can read his bio. It's quite
Oh, well, yeah, that bio is
there.
impressive, and it's
Yes.
long, but it makes a lot of sense for us to know who he is
And
who
then,
we're struggling to bring on. Because anybody else, we'd cut the wire and say, okay, we're just going to do the whole show ourselves.
but I really want to try to get this to connect for your audience because he has so much to share. It's great.
Yes, and his story is great. It really is. It really is. Okay, here we are. Reginald Muhammad, Reggie Reg. Comedian Reggie Reg is an actor and comedian, but he's best known for his many impressions, which have been seen on BET's Comic View, HBO's P. Diddy Presents the Bad Boys of Comedy. Don't ask him nothing about how he hung up. Just P. Diddy, he had a show, he did the show, Reggie Reg went home, okay? Yes. Live in Hollywood with Kiki Shepard, Bill Bellamy's Who's Got Jokes, Jamie Foxx's Laugh-A-Palooza, and the #1 radio syndicated show in the country, The Steve Harvey Morning Show. Back in 2007, Reggie was featured twice during Impressionist Week on The Late Show with David Letterman. You remember David Letterman? Yes, on David Letterman's show. Reg was born in Chicago, but spent his early childhood in Brookhaven, Mississippi. Brookhaven, Mississippi, not too far off of 55, south of Jackson, but north of Macomb, Mississippi. And Reggie's Aunt Ruth was the first to discover his gift to impersonate when Reggie was just 6 years old, performing Flip Wilson's The Devil Made Me Do It routine. Anybody remember Flip Wilson? Come on in the chat. Y'all gonna have to help me out for a few minutes. If you remember Flip Wilson, he was awfully well tailored, Flip Wilson. I remember that. He stayed sharp. But he did that at Brookhaven's St. Francis Elementary School. Now, by age 11, Reggie amused his family and peers by reenacting impressions from TV shows like Starsky and Hutch and Sanford and Son. So I don't know anybody else who can do Huggy Bear and Aunt Esther. But Reggie,
that's ridiculous.
He can do them all. So today, Reggie mesmerizes and captivates his audience by nailing over 60 impressions, including the most difficult, Denzel Washington, Richard Pryor, and President Obama. I wonder why he says those three are the most difficult. We'll ask him that once we get him on the air. Reggie does outstanding impressions of comedians, cartoon characters, musicians, politicians, celebrities, news anchors, Walter Cronkite, and others. It's amazing to see him do it. And I've heard Reggie have a whole conversation with himself as two or three characters. Don't wrinkle your brow like that, honey. It wasn't crazy. Not like cray. It was just yeah, okay. But he had that great conversation. So he does Morgan Freeman, Ted Koppel, Sammy Davis Jr., Harry Carey, the famous play-by-play announcer for the Chicago Cubs, Peter Jennings, Chris Rock, Al Pacino, Muhammad Ali, Jesse Jackson, Bernie Mac, Chris Tucker, DMX, Ayo, Sylvester Stallone, Marv Albert, George Bush, Bill Clinton, and more. So Reggie's acted in movies and stage plays, including 3 Ways to Get a Husband. He's performed with Billy D. Williams, Leon from The Temptations, right? Ain't Nobody Coming to See You, Otis. You remember that. Okay, Leon from The Temptations, Shirley Murdoch from Dayton, Ohio, the great Shirley Murdoch, As We Lay, you remember the big hit record, and Lenny Williams. All right. And Reggie's talent as an impressionist has rewarded him with much success as a finalist at the 1998 Regal Theater Talent Showcase, performances at the Bud Light Def Jam, and winner of the Miller Genuine Draft National Comedy Search Tour. So Bud Light and Miller, never mind. Reggie also toured with the Kings and Queens of Comedy Search Tour and continues to perform as an actor, comedian, and impressionist. And you can find him on the IMDb website. He has quite an accomplished biography and quite an accomplished resume. I think he's in the studio. Is he in the studio, hon?
He's on my phone.
He's on your phone. Oh,
I'm so sorry, family. We've tried. We're having extreme technical difficulties. We apologize. But where there's a will, there's a way.
And by
way, we have Brother Reggie online. Can you hear us, Brother Reggie?
I can hear you. How's everybody doing?
All right.
Can y'all hear him?
Who is that? Is that Reggie Reg, or is that one of those people that live in him? I think it's him.
Yeah.
Reg, how are you tonight, brother?
Hello.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
This is saying connected for audio.
Hold on.
We can hear you.
Hello.
We can hear you.
We can hear you, Reg.
Hello.
Did you mute the phone, huh?
Okay. I'm having a little problem. Hold on one second.
We got you, brother. We've been waiting a long time for you. We're not going to give up on you, and we're not going to quit you. And they can hear you in Buffalo. Hey, Sean, they can hear you in Buffalo. Go right ahead, honey.
Hold on. He's panicking. Hold on. You okay, Reg? Can you hear us?
Yeah,
Okay,
we're waiting. And I tell you, this is live TV, everybody. This is live TV. Problems happen, situations develop.
Yes. We can hear you very loudly, sir.
We hear you loud and clear.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
Praise be to Allah. And your audience can hear you, and they're so excited to hear what you got to say. So we've already reviewed your biography. Right. It was, did I say it right? Your bio. And we've learned a lot about you. We're just going to jump right into it for the sake of time, right?
Okay.
During your biography, it said that your aunt Ruth was the one who first discovered that you're able to do impressions. Tell us about that.
Right. I want to say in the name of Allah, all praise is due to Allah for this moment, this interview. Ruth was the first person that really discovered my talent. I lived in Brookhaven, Mississippi till I was 9 years old, and I came back to the city of my birth, Chicago, Illinois. And I remember as a child, I don't know if I was in first, third, or second or something. I remember being on a stage and the newspaper was there, and I was supposed to go out and talk about safety because at that time they had these programs where they were educating parents and kids about someone snatching you and not to talk to strangers. And I went out and I just started doing what I saw Flip Wilson do, and people started laughing, and I didn't really understand why they were laughing. And that was the first time that anybody got a chance to see the talent that Allah blessed me with. To do impressions.
Wow.
Excellent.
Wow. And people are coming in all throughout, and people are coming in from around the listening audience, Brother Reg. They want to thank you for being here. They're reminiscing about good times, like the time you appeared at an event in Dallas, and then you came back to the mosque with the believers and had a midnight, all-night fish fry that was off the chain at the mosque in Dallas, Texas. You remember that?
I do remember that, and I'm forever grateful. And let me just say this, Jamil. Man, listen, there's nobody greater. There's nobody that can do what you do. As a young man, we both were young, at the temple on 79th and Emerald in Chicago. And I used to see you come in from Philly, a young brother straight out of college, a student minister. And then you became the great man that's known to the world as the brother that raises the money. We seen you at the Million Man March. We seen you on Donahue. We seen you even on, some interviews that was done in Philadelphia representing the Nation of Islam and that beautiful man, that beautiful brother of ours, Messiah, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And so I just want to put that out. But yeah, it was because of you that helped to organize. We had a great time, and so all praise due to Allah.
Yes, sir, brother. I couldn't think of it as anything, but I count it all joy. Like they say, I count it all joy. Welcoming from Oakland, California, Brother William. Sister Kimberly's on from out in Moreno Valley, California. Please give Joshua our love. Tell him we've been praying for him, and we want to make sure he's all right. But folks are weighing in from all over the country. Khadijah's with us from down in North Carolina. I mean, we got folks everywhere wanting to ask some questions and hear some voices. And so, Tisha, while you're talking, the folks are weighing in. They've already asked, Brother Ray. They've been making requests. Right. They've been making requests for different voices that they want to hear. But if it moves you, Let's do it. But here's another
Let's
question
do it.
about how you developed your comedy before we get to that.
Mhm.
You're 11 years old. You're moving people with what should be a safety presentation about Smokey the Bear or stranger danger or so say no to drugs or whatever it was. But now you're moving people and you realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm funny. What made you
Well,
start a career then?
Well, the career really didn't start until later on. I mean, I was just, I watched a lot of TV and TV can influence you. And so people that I saw, my very first account was I watched Saturday Night Live. I used to sneak to do it, because my Ruth in Mississippi, we had to go to bed at a certain time, and I would sneak and go in the room, and they would have Saturday Night Live on, and I saw Belushi and Aykroyd and all of these great, amazing performers, and I saw them do impressions. And when I watched TV, I wanted to either be like what I saw or mirror what I saw. I was just a child, And so as things moved on in my teenage year, I wasn't very astute in school. And so, when the teacher would leave out of the school, I remember a teacher, he was of Indian descent. Is Mr. Kadundis. Mr. Kadundis, if you can hear me, I want to thank you so much because he would leave out of the room frustrated because we wasn't trying to learn. We throwing spitballs and stuff. And when he would leave, I would get up and I would imitate him. And, all of the people in the class would laugh. And when I, at the Temple in Chicago at the final call, Tuesday nights would be the night we would have gatherings with the believers. So if you had a talent, you go up. So I went up and I started doing, officials like Brother Akbar and Brother there with the time. And I would do the minister and I would do Ted Koppel talking to the minister and Jesse Jackson. And Brother Amir, who's no longer with us today, that great soldier, Brother Amir Muhammad told me, he said, you should be at a comedy club. And that's where the journey started.
I see. So we all generated that from inside. Do you still do the impressions of the laborers and officials and those folks in the nation? Do you still do those?
I do them not on the secular stage, only if I'm in the temple. All of those years of being on post and watching some of our great helpers of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Brother Akbar being one. Akbar, when you tell him it's time to come off, he respects that, but he got maybe a few more details to say.
Right.
And that's the humor, Brother Akbar. So I remember watching Brother Akbar on stage. He was reporting from Africa. And so there was a Brother Antonio who used to have a time card, tell you it's time to wrap it up. And he would be up there and would say to Akbar, it's time to get up. And, Akbar, he would go on and say, so brother, he would say, okay, brother, I see the sign. Let me get through this. We were over in Africa, and we were sitting down with the king there in Africa, and we kept talking. And do you know these Negroes didn't even know what a bean pie was? And he would go on and on. We're wrapping up. We see the minister right here. We're gonna wrap up. But let me just say this last one thing. When I went to Walgreens, they had a sale on Snickers. I almost wanted to give one, brother, but I said no. Let me, So he would just go on and on and on.
He would expand on it. He would expand on his ideas, right?
Yeah. And, and so I would do Brother Khaled and with the neck movement and the whole 9 yards. And then I would do that with Mr. Louis Farrakhan and the Ted Koppel. And that's the time when I saw the interview with Ted Koppel. And so I just kind of redone it and said, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ted Koppel live here in Washington, D.C. We have the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. At the time, what Honorable Louis Farrakhan? We have Reverend Farrakhan with us. Reverend Farrakhan, can you tell us exactly what you meant when you said, Well, first of all, Mr. Koppel, it's interesting that you brought me on your program, not because of the good that I've done in the black, and I would go on and on and on, and I would add a little humor with it. And then it was, again, like Brother Amir said, man, you should be at a comedy club.
Wow.
I remember going in the city of Chicago, and my first day on stage was with a very legendary comedian by the name of Diane Quarter, the Funky Diva of Comedy. Okay. And she had a spot, and I went to her spot. Then I met Damon Williams here in Chicago, and there was a licensed comedy club by the name of All Jokes Aside. And so at All Jokes Aside, comedians from all around the country would come because there was no black comedy club. So All Jokes Aside was one of the first black comedy clubs in the Midwest, and they had another one in Detroit, and they had one in Los Angeles. So for urban comics or black comics to be able to entertain and to be able to kind of relieve that stress from the people that would come, our humor is different than humor that everybody else has. So we need a place to work out. So All Jokes Aside was one, and Damon invited me to come to the open mic, and it really started from there. And legends like Bernie Mac, I went to the open mic. He had a spot here in Chicago called the Cotton Club. And this is before Bernie really blew up. And he was the MC of the Cotton Club. And I remember the first time I went to the Cotton Club, because I was juggling FOI. FOI was on Mondays. So I would go to FOI one Monday, and then the next Monday I would go to the Cotton Club. And when I went in, I never will forget, here's this black brother on stage talking trash, and I come in and I got on a suit and I'm carrying a briefcase that got my final calls in.
Yes.
And so I come in and Bernie is on stage. He said, "Man, look at this brother. I bet you're a Muslim. Man, let me have a bean pie." That kind of stuff. And I would come off. He came off stage and he gave me, the best advice. He said, man, you good. He said, man, come back next week and do the same thing. Do the same thing that you just done on stage. And I would come back, and so they kind of taught me how to set up your jokes, the beginning, the middle, and end. And the rest of it was really on stage experience, getting the experience on stage.
So we've seen that you have, is it true that you have over 60 impressions that you do? Yeah, it is.
Keep in mind, I'm a 60s kid. I was 1966 is when I was born. So a lot of impressions that I do, because I watch a lot of film and stuff, it's like from the golden era, from everybody from Clark Gable to Muhammad Ali, Cosell, that era, to Richard Pryor and Chris Rock and some people that are in the time that we're living in now. But a lot of it was cartoon characters, and so that's where it came up to be, 60 different characters and impressions that I do.
Love it.
I have to say this though, Tisha, it's interesting before you get to the next question. I have literally heard Reggie, I don't know if you're working out ideas in conversations with your friends, but when we would sit around to have coffee and bean pie with the brothers, you were working out ideas and you would have conversations with us and the voices, us and the impressions. Like there would be a conversation that would just emerge between Muhammad Ali and Howard Cosell right at the table. Like, was that something you did on purpose, or did that just develop among us because we were sitting around?
Well, as an impressionist, you're in the moment. So an impressionist is always observing and watching. And so when we're at the table, something hits you, that light bulb come on. You say, well, let me try to do this. So if it's Muhammad Ali and you're at the table and the brothers are talking about, I don't know, the check post or something that's funny, well, we just put Muhammad Ali there, let him be the brother that you check with. If something is wrong in the check post, it goes like this: say, "Can speak to the brother," and he comes over. Brother, it's your first time being Mama's. Brother, you're going to take that back to the car. You can't bring that in Muhammad's temple. Muhammad's temple can't allow it causes nobody's pretty. It's nobody to be the greatest nigga. No, you can't have no knives, can't have no drugs. We come in here with this. Now, something happened now. We gonna beat your ass or something. Oh, you gonna get an ass whooping. So take it back to your car, brother. Come on, let's people. Assalamu alaikum. Hello once again, everyone. Outside of Mos Mariana, a man was asked to go back to his car to empty out anything that he might have that probably would stop the meeting in the FOI. We have Muhammad Ali with us. Muhammad, what happened? Well, I'm going to say, you always in color folks' business. You always sitting back talking about what we should do. That's our business. That's our brother. He went back. He done what he's supposed to do. The problem is, I know you want to come in, but you can't do it in Savior State. Well, so it goes
on and on. Yeah.
It goes on and on. Yeah.
Okay. We have reached the bottom of the hour right now, so we have to take a quick commercial break. I know it comes really fast. When we come back, we want to get into what are some of your favorite impressions and get some more examples we want to see. And then the crowd, we get some more requests done. We have a whole list of requests we want to get to you, but we need to do the bottom of the hour real quick. Everybody stay tuned. We're going to come back and get to your requests. 1 second. Okay. Assalamualaikum, family.
Assalamualaikum.
What are we saying? What are we doing? Woo! Assalamualaikum, family. Assalamualaikum, family.
Assalamualaikum.
We want to thank you for taking the time to tune into Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil
and Sister Tisha. We thank you for every Thursday night joining us for appointment viewing. 8 p.m. Not 8 a.m.
Yeah, I'm going to come in on the p.m.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Thursday nights by YouTube, by Facebook, by Instagram, by all the other means by which we can be seen. But we thank you because without you, as a matter of fact, here the Manhattans, there's no me without you.
He always do that. Assalamualaikum.
There's no me.
You didn't say assalamualaikum. You didn't say assalamualaikum.
Oh, assalamualaikum. Yes, indeed. We're back. We are back. Our guest tonight, as you are viewing and listening to Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Tisha, our guest tonight is a very special guest, a dear friend to me, and one of the walking geniuses in our community. It's comedian Reggie Reg, and he's back with us telling his story of how he developed and sharing with you some of what he developed that made him the very best in the business. Reggie, thank you for being with us tonight, dear brother. I'm going to turn you back over into Tisha's hand. Are you okay, Reg?
I'm fantastic. I'm loving every minute of it, Brother Jabril and Sister Tisha. Thank you very much for having me on your program.
Yes. Well, before we get into some of the impressions, I wanted to ask you. We know that you've been on BET's Comic View. You've been on HBO's Bad Boys of Comedy and the Late Night Show with David Letterman. Can you tell us a little bit about some of those experiences and some of the other experiences you've had in your career, and maybe let us know?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, those were great experiences. Why? Because it gives you national exposure.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, not like now, they don't have a lot of that now, but at that moment, BET was the very first, and that was filmed in Los Angeles. It was the first time my parents were there, and the host at that time was not Michael Collier. It was J. Jamal. Oh my God, J. Anthony Brown.
Okay.
J. Anthony Brown was the host. Mm-hmm. Then the next opportunity we got was to do HBO. PDD presents the Bad Boys of Comedy. Walter Latham was one of the people that was involved, one of the biggest comedy promoters. He's done work with Chris Rock, et cetera, et cetera. And then Late Night with David Leonard. Now, what's interesting is that what people don't know is on both Late Night with David Letterman and at the Bad Boys of Comedy, I was supposed to do 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Right at the mark at the HBO, they wanted me to do 4 minutes. And so imagine having 7 minutes of material, which allows you to stretch, and have to take 7 and make it 4 minutes. In the same way with David Letterman, I wrote them a 10-minute monologue. When I got there, producer came into the dressing room and said, Reggie, we need 4 minutes. And so when you see those clips is me improv, me, thinking on my feet.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So just a little back a story on those two shows that I was on. I was, thinking on my feet because 4 minutes is it's not easy to do when you have more material. And so I was thinking on my feet. So anytime I see those footages, I say, wow, man, that was purely, the God, Allah, absolutely was involved in that,
Amazing.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Amazing. Listen, we have a stockpile of folks in the chat. And when we pull up with the chat, we're going to give you the name, Brother Reggie, who the person is. You may not have met the person, but we want you to get a chance to feel where they're from, what they're asking. And we'll start with the impressions that might be that one that's on the screen right now might have to be the last one because that's the PA. We're gonna pull out. We're saving that one for last, Brother James, because that's the crowd killer right there. But we're going to start with these impressions, and we'll bring them up. We have Trisha. She's in from Dallas, Texas, Brother Reggie, and she wants to know how can she meet President Barack Obama?
President Barack Obama is someone that is easy to get in contact to or difficult to get in contact to. For example, there was moments when I was in Air Force One. And I was coming back to my home city, state Chicago, Illinois, to have the summit. And my barber tried to get in contact with me. And it's not necessarily something easy to do. But with the right people to get in contact with, you can do that. But I want to say, yes, you can. Yes, you can get in contact with.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah. We have Daryl is with us from San Francisco, Brother Reggie, and he wants to meet DMX.
Meet DMX. What's going on, dog? Yeah, see you around. Yeah. All the women have been. Also So let's sit back and repent. Listen to Minister Farrakhan. That's what's going. Boy, that's the die.
That's the
Thank you, DMX. Next up, who's next on the screen, Tisha? Who's that?
Daryl, he snuck in there twice. He wants to hear Robin Harris.
Robin Harris. Now, Robin Harris, I don't do.
You don't do? Okay.
I don't do Robin Harris. I have to, maybe study Robin.
All right. Do you?
Go ahead.
Somebody else has said you have a mean Lou Rawls.
Yeah, Lou Rawls. For all of the women that's listening, all of the sisters that's listening, all of the women that's listening, Lou Rawls wrote a song called "See You When I Get There."
Okay.
Yeah.
This song was written to get men out of the thing, because like sometimes when a woman say, "What time you gonna be at?" I'll be at 10 o'clock, right? And if he gets there at 10:15 or 10:30, so Lou Rawls made it simple and said, "I see you when I get there." Because number one, when the song comes on, he says, when it first comes on, he comes on, he said, "You changed for a quarter. Let me make a phone call. Thank you." Man, I gotta check in with my old lady, man, because I had a hard day today. Let me see what's going on at the address before I get done. And then the song comes on. "Oh, and I see you when I get there. I see you when I get there." And he's going through this whole thing of letting this woman know, "Hey, listen, I'm on the bus. I got to make a couple stops.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not necessarily going to get there at that time, but make sure everything is straight when I get there." So,
Lord have mercy.
Wow,
Okay.
that's great. Now, Desiree says she'd like to meet Reverend Jesse Jackson at Bedrock.
She said that's an inside joke.
It's an inside joke.
Here today. What's in the face of America? America's flag is red, white, and blue, but the country is rainbow, brown, yellow, pastel green, and sometimes purple, and sometimes reddish, and sometimes candy apple red. We must now first look at the big agenda and not the small agenda. We must now have a better way of knowing what direction we're going in today.
It's so out of control. So
President Trump has rolled in the National Guard, though.
Reverend Jesse Jackson. And I have to say, that one always resonated with me, Brother Reggie, because we came up during the time when Reverend Jackson was storming America, and you had a chance to observe him. And I want to thank you publicly for being a part of the detail of the FOI that was assigned by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to look out for Reverend Jackson during those years before the Secret Service came to his side for his protection. So thank you, brother, and I salute you as an FOI. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Yes, brother. And the reason why we done that, brother Jamil, and to all of the listening audience, we did not trust that we would have our brother out saying the things that he is saying and running for that position and leaving it up to the Secret Service, who didn't do a good job at protecting Kennedy, who didn't do a good job at protecting Mr. Trump, as you see what happened to him. And so it was a wise decision on our part when we say that we, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, that when we get behind a candidate that has our interests at heart, then why not put everything into it and make sure that he is protected? So when the Secret Service was there, we said that the FOI would be there as well. And to all of the brothers who made a sacrifice and the sisters who made it possible, we thank each and every one of you for your support and your labor, knowing that if something was to happen to Jesse Jackson, the FOI would have made sure that he would not be harmed.
He sounds just like
Thank you, dear beloved brother Minister Louis Farrakhan. Thank you so very much.
Excuse me, Jamil. Excuse me,
yes,
President Trump. Excuse me,
President Trump.
There's so
what you want, man?
so many people you know, there's so many things that's going on in it. And we bring it in the National Guard. We want to make sure that everything is safe for this because of the numbers. We're looking at the numbers. And I mean, the bean pies or something. We really love the bean pies. We love the bean pies. There was a brother who was on post, and we were driving down Pennsylvania Avenue, and I said, well, what is that he has? And they said, sir, that's a bean pie. It's one of the things that the Nation of Islam. And I said, okay, well, I don't know too much about it. I said, I'd like to get one. And so I got one, and I fell in love. I fell in love with the bean pie.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm sure you have a lot occupying your time now. We're going to move back to our guest, and the president was here.
We really need your help. We need your help. We need massive people to help us to raise money. Are you interested in being a part of that?
Have your people get with my people, and we'll get back to you, okay? Thank you, Mr. President. I'm sure you're busy. Go right ahead, Mr. President. Go right ahead, Mr. President. I'm sure you're busy.
You are a great guy. We love you, Jamil. We see what you do, and we love you and your wife for what you do. We watch you every time that we can watch you, and we love what you're doing. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Oh my God, that is great. We have a question in the chat. Brother Dave C is asking, have you ever been confronted by someone who didn't appreciate your impersonation of them?
So far, I have not. There's a thin line between making mockery and a thin line of being able to critique maybe the things that, you know, those things that just stick out like a sore thumb. Mm-hmm. And even though, I mean, the president is not popular, let's face it, he is not popular these days. Mm-hmm. He's not popular. But when I go before an African-American audience, I just kind of pick at, you know, the things that he says and not necessarily his policy, you know, like he's always the numbers are always there, you know. And
looking at the numbers.
Yeah. So it's not making mockery. It's just really just highlighting that person and what they do. But so far, I haven't had that.
Do you have a favorite impersonation that you do?
Okay, all right. So you're talking about the favorite impersonations. Okay, so Denzel Washington probably is the most requested, right? I can't get off stage. Come on, Jamil, talk to me now. Assalamu alaikum. Come on now. Malcolm X, Spike. Come on now.
Alaikum salam, sir. Yes.
So that is the one that we that's the most requested. They won't let me get off stage without doing it. I don't know why.
I do have one problem though, sir. What I ordered was the mild sauce, and I didn't get any sauce. I didn't even get the hot sauce, but I got no mild sauce here with my order. Can you fix that?
Okay, are you sure? Are you sure?
No, I looked in the bag here. I got nothing.
Are you sure? Okay, so you got mild sauce, but you didn't get any hot sauce. Did you telling me?
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
That's what.
Okay,
yeah.
all right, so. Okay, all right. Okay, so I tell you what, I'm gonna go in the back and check the receipt. If she say you get any hot sauce or mild sauce, I'll give you your money back, my dollar, okay? My dollar, okay? But first, let's see what's in the bag. Whoa! My nigga, okay. All right, you got 6 pieces of wings, you got bread, you got fries, you got 2 pieces of bread, See, you do have hot sauce in there, huh?
Oh, I didn't see that, Mr. Washington.
You didn't see it, huh? But you don't sit here and try to embarrass me and say you get any hot sauce and mild sauce.
Hot sauce.
I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and give you your money back, all right? Give you your money back,
yes,
okay? Come back again and we're gonna take care of you, okay?
Yeah, I appreciate that, and because I don't want to go to Pelican Bay. I don't want that. Yeah,
come on now, either you're a sheep or you're a wolf. Come on now. Come on now. Come on, wolf.
Huh? That is great. That is a great impression. We're reaching the end of the show. I know that was super fast. Before we go, do you have any advice for young comedians or someone who's just getting into, trying to break into the industry? Is there anything that any kind of advice you'd give them?
Yes. Focus on the craft and don't worry about the money. Focus on the craft. Don't worry about the money. Make sure that you develop a team. Make sure that you have the people that are around you that have your interests at heart, because it's just like an attorney. They don't make money unless you make money. Mm-hmm. And, I've had some ups and downs in this business, and it's just really been me blindly, going out here. But I've had some ups and downs where, people have tried to steal money, from me and tailgating off of the success. You think they're going to help you, and then they end up doing something else. And so don't worry about the material. Don't worry about the money. Focus on the material. The material is what's going to get you paid. It's going to get you paid. It's going to get you, in the clubs. A strong social media presence helps. Mm-hmm. And just grinding, really going to the club, putting your name on the list, and having an opportunity, 5, 10, 15 minutes, go up there and do your best. Don't worry about nobody laugh. And that's pretty much it, Wow. I hope that helps.
Yes. I'm sure somebody was lifted up by that. Every week we pray before we come on the air, brother, that we will be able to touch someone with some information that they didn't have, or inspire a spirit for somebody who was down, or encourage someone who may have been disparaged. And you are certainly doing those things tonight in answer to our prayer at Nothing But the Truth. So I'm sure that the whole Nothing But the Truth family, those in the chat, those who are watching and not yet chatting, and come on in and chat and say hey to everybody, y'all. But we are very, very grateful that you have taken the opportunity to be with us tonight, because you're doing just what this program is supposed to do. I'm going to go out on a limb, because we had the technical problem tonight. I think, Tisha, that folks want to see Reggie Reg. And so while we put a flyer up on the screen,
we have a flyer.
Tomorrow, the flyer's up on the screen. The comedy show called You Gotta Be Kidding Me is happening tomorrow. I want you to go on your screen, look at it right now. Of course, comedian Reggie Reg, one of the featured performers, hosted by Big Keith, right, in Chicago. And it's happening at the Chandelier Room on Governor's Highway in Richton Park, Illinois. You want to make sure you observe the flyer, and if you can get there, get there. There's another event. It's happening on September 21st at Riddles Comedy Club. And Riddles Comedy Club, again featuring comedian Reggie Reg and comedian Roy, both in feature presentations. Built to Destroy is the promoter, and they bring that out. That's at Riddles on the 21st. You can see it and go to Eventbrite and get your tickets for that particular event. But Tisha, I think folks want to see and feel and experience Reggie Reg. We have to ask him to come back. You think we should ask him, honey?
We should. Before we do that, also, if you need to reach him for bookings, here's his information.
Yeah, if you need to book Reggie Reg for appearances near you, he has jokes and will travel. You can call him at 773-403-1177. The number again, 773-403-1177. A little birdie told me he's trying to get back to Dallas to get some more of that fried whiting. That's what I heard. I just heard a little something in the wind. You can also go to reginaldmakesmoney@gmail.com to email a more formal request. reginaldmakesmoney@gmail.com. That's how you contact our featured guest tonight, comedian Reggie Reg, a friend, a brother, and a real solid citizen of the Nation of Islam, but of the world in general. Never met a stranger and never met anybody that he disliked on their personal merit until they earned it. So I'm glad to be with my brother. We've got more to talk about next time, Tisha, because he's touring. He's doing rodeo circuits. He's doing comedy clubs. He still does radio, TV. He's available for films and stage productions. I understand he's working with a Chicago production company headed by Margaret Mahdi in a program that they're going to be putting out that's coming out next year. So there's all kinds of stuff going on with comedian Reggie Reg. Brother Reggie, any parting words for us in the audience, things we need to know as we go forward to start this next week and welcome you back as soon as we can?
Well, I would just say, first, I want to thank you and Nisha for allowing me to be on your podcast and be able to talk to the public, to the community. And just remain prayerful because, we're going through a moment and a period that we have been told and have been told by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And, I'm going to keep on with what I do with jokes and impressions, and somewhere in between be able to have a message in it, with the people, for the people. And I look forward to being back on the show and being able to be there visually so we can see each other and that kind of thing. But may Allah bless each and every one in the community. Savior's Day is right around the corner. Shout out to our Supreme Captain, Mustafa Farrakhan, Student Supreme Captain, to the local captains there and the Assistant Supreme Captain, to all of the laborers here in number 2 and around the country. Keep your head up. Know that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, that beautiful black man, has never lied to us one bit. Never. Everything that he warned us, we are seeing right now. And yes, so stay prayerful, stay strong. And just because of recession don't mean it ain't no money out here.
Come on.
There you go. Thank you, my dear brother. You've heard from comedian Reggie Reg on Nothing But the Truth with
Brother Jamil
and Sister Tisha, and we are happy to have had all of you with us tonight. In the meantime, we'll be back here, Allah willing and the creek don't rise, next Thursday at 8 o'clock. Our very special guest, Attorney Hassani Muhammad, all the way with us from Phoenix, Arizona. She's going to bring some stuff. Brother Reggie will be back as a viewer next week, but he'll be back, and we're going to schedule. Reg, don't hang up the phone when we go off the air. We got more to talk with you about and more to build with. This has been Nothing But the Truth, and that lady has a final word for you.
Okay. All right, everybody. I just want to thank you again for tuning into another exciting episode of Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Tisha. We are so grateful to have you here sometime during the week. Please don't forget to go over to our YouTube page, Nothing But the Truth, Brother Jamil and Sister Tisha. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Or you can go to the ampersand. It'll say ampersand, Jamil, and Tisha. That'll take you directly to the YouTube page. Then go over to Facebook, Tisha Muhammad, do the same. And to Jamil's page, Jamil Muhammad, do the same. Don't forget to tune in again next Thursday, same time, same place.
All right, everybody. Peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum. Maybe not. One more time. Assalamu alaikum.